On the horn with us right now as we continue KSR Week, where we highlight some of our favorite fellows from that organization. Today, we go to the most mysterious of them all. It's Shannon the Dude.
What kind of dude is he? Today
Is he a dude?
What is he? Hey, Shannon.
How you doing? I feel like maybe I should have worn like a wrestling mask or something to conceal my identity.
That would have been good.
I'm so mysterious.
Yeah, I think everybody's like, what's the deal with him? So how are you? Holding up okay?
I'm doing well. You know, I've actually had to come into the station every day to do the show, unlike the rest of the guys from KSR. So for me, it's kind of been business as usual. I get up every morning, I come into the station. You know, the other guys, they get to stay at home in bed and do the show.
Right.
I actually have to come to work.
Well, no wonder. Did you hear about the peanut in Drew's beard incident?
I don't think I did. No. I don't know if I want to know.
You don't?
You don't. He confessed
Yeah, right.
to us that he was just, in his quarantine beard, got a peanut stuck in there because he was laying in bed eating peanuts. It's sad, honestly, Shannon.
And I know that they get to stay home and do it, Shannon, but as you know, Ryan Lemon's been phoning it in for years. So what's changed?
Yes.
That is true. We're lucky to be able to stay connected with him half the time.
Yeah.
You know, he never really pays attention to what we're talking about. He's kind of having his own conversation with himself most of the time during the show.
And usually in exclamatory fashion. He shouts
That's right.
things. I love
That's
it.
right.
Now, Shannon, you're from, well, first of all, you're in Louisville, correct?
Correct.
All right. So you were sort of adopted into the KSR family. If I'm following my timeline correctly, you weren't part of the original internet troll group, right? You came
beautiful start.
You came from the broadcast side.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I was doing rock radio before KSR. And to be honest with you, I didn't even know who Matt Jones was. I didn't know what KSR was. And one day the bosses came to me and said, "Hey, would you like to be a part of this show called Kentucky Sports Radio?" And I said, "Sure. I like Kentucky sports. Let's do it." And our first day, it was just me and Matt, and it was an absolute disaster because what they didn't tell me, they said, "You're going to be producing this show." They didn't say, "We're going to expect you to contribute on the air to this show."
Yeah.
So the first day with Matt, he was expecting one thing, I was expecting something else, and we did not get off on a very good start. He was like, "Who is the Shannon guy? He is not going to be on the show. We gotta let him go. We gotta fire him. We can't have him on KSR."
And Shannon, that is 100% of everyone who's encountered Matt Jones' story. It all starts with, "Who is this guy?" and I can't stand him.
If you knew Matt 10 years ago versus Matt today, it's a completely different human being. Matt is so much more laid back. He was so, I don't know, I think he just wanted the show to succeed so much that he didn't care who he made mad along the way.
You produce the show, obviously. The thing I like about every time that you and I visit is that we normally do this bracketology stuff where we take a subject and we pit whether it's restaurants or movies or songs against one another. And then there's this outlier of Ryan Lemon who blows the bracket up with nonsense. The one guy I can usually count on to agree with me is Shannon.
The last one we did was the one-hit wonder bracket, and that was a lot of fun. And thank you all for coming on the show and doing that one with us.
That was tons
But
of fun.
closing time won the bracket. Yeah.
Well,
so
again, we get to these
good.
decisions because of some ignorant decision Ryan Lemon has made that puts
That's
us
right.
in these positions. So people can get mad at us, but it's just what we're left to deal with because of Ryan's stupidity. But I notice when we do these shows, Shannon, you and I agree most of the time.
That's true. And usually we do the food bracket, and Ryan Lemon pretty much has the palate of a 5-year-old, as Matt Jones will tell you. So he's usually, like you said, the one kind of skewing the bracket. But, you have to have somebody like you and I, Lee and Hayley, to be sensible and kind of reel them back in.
Try.
And that's usually what we do when you guys are on. It's always a good time.
Yes, we have a blast. I love doing those brackets. And that's one thing that I think KSR is so great at doing is incorporating y'all's audience. And I think that's what keeps them really interested in everything you're doing and keeps them coming back and invested because you all make a huge deal of incorporating them into everything you do.
Yeah. And our callers are some of the funniest callers that I've heard on any radio show.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the calls that we get, you just can't make this stuff up. And that's what's always fun about KSR. We don't really screen phone calls. When you call into KSR, I say, "KSR, what's your name?" and put you on.
Right.
So when we go to the phone lines, there could literally be anybody with any kind of story on the other end. And that's usually, I think, what what makes the show so interesting is our callers.
Well,
Yeah.
Shannon, so it must be a fun job, though, to get to hang with the circus.
It is a lot of fun, and we always take these road trips. You know, earlier this year we went to Iowa. It feels like that was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
But because 2020 has been a roller coaster, you know.
One of my favorite moments, and we're going to show this right now, is you guys having to move out of one facility, but maintain a live presence on the air, so you're carrying equipment down an icy ramp as you're still broadcasting. That was gold. I love that. It looked like a Three Stooges, Marx Brothers moment.
If memory serves, I think that was actually at the Andrew Yang rally. We were set up in one building, but then someone came in and said, we have a sewage problem in this building. You have to evacuate the building right now. You never know what's going to happen. That's what makes these shows on the road so fun. You can't make this stuff up. It just happens so organically. And usually, if something can go wrong to us, it does. And that's what you're seeing with us walking down that ramp.
And yeah, and they're all connected. So they're all wearing headphones, and the wires are connected into the Comrex or whatever they're using, and it was just hilarious
It's
to
like
watch
the
them.
preschoolers that they make hold on to
Right,
that
it
rope.
looked a lot.
All the
It
kids
was a
holding
lot
on to
like
the same.
that. Yeah.
That's the beauty of live radio.
Yeah.
When something like that happens, you have to roll with the punches and just go along with it.
Yes.
Shannon, keep up the great work. Thanks for spending time with us. We
Yeah.
appreciate it as we highlight all the fellas from KSR.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, and we'll look forward to having you guys back on KSR hopefully soon.
You got
Sounds
it.
good.
Shannon the Dude.